Hey everyone, ever seen something so wild it makes you question reality? And maybe your commute too? Trains have a way of turning the ordinary into pure chaos, and today we've got front row seats. So stay put and let's dive right in. This freight train up in Canada decided to go full dragon mode and light itself up. Luckily, it was hauling stuff, not humans, so at least nobody had front row seats to that barbecue. When the crossing gate drops, that's your cue to stay put, but hey, some folks treat it like a casual suggestion. Spoiler alert, it never ends well. This right here is the wildlife edition of Catch Me If You Can. One's running for its life, the other's running on pure attitude. This thing's rolling down the tracks like it can't decide if it's a locomotive or a budget flamethrower. Either way, I wouldn't stand too close. This one blasts by so fast, if you even think about blinking, the whole train's already gone. Just a whoosh and a memory. The circus business for a reason. Just look at how they transport their elephants. In Japan, being late isn't even an option. Their trains are out here racing the wind like they're auditioning for a Fast and Furious rail edition. This whole situation is literally one spark away from turning into a full-on Michael Bay movie. All we need now is someone diving away in slow motion. This has to be the most intimidating game of piggyback ever. If someone climbed on me like that, I'm clocking out of life for the day. They said full steam ahead, but I'm pretty sure nobody signed up for the fire expansion pack. That's not Steam, that's a cry for help. This dog is really putting his good boy status on the line right now. One more move like that and he's getting demoted to Sir, please. Imagine living on the 3rd floor and getting this as your morning commute soundtrack. Forget coffee. This'll wake you up whether you want it to or not. Even trains need a little self-care sometimes. This one just clocked out mid-route like, nope, I'm done. Someone else handle the chaos today. Three engines, one mission, pure, unfiltered destruction. At this point, they're not pulling cargo, they're training for the apocalypse. A Steam legend rolling through like, move aside rookies. Even the modern trains are probably taking notes on how to make an entrance. That train just surfed it straight through monsoon season like it's no big deal. Forget boats, this thing's basically a waterproof bullet. Chinese trains glide so smoothly you'd swear they're floating. Blink and you'll miss the entire ride. They're that silky. Turns out getting a derailed train back on track is way simpler than you'd think. A couple tools, a little teamwork, and boom, like it never had its little tantrum. That's not a close shave, forget that. This is a full-on near obliteration. 1 inch closer and we're talking instant replay material. Here's how fast public transport can turn into public chaos. 1 second it's a commute, the next it's everyone questioning their life choices. This train took the phrase road trip way too literally. Buddy really said, tracks? Nah, I'm freelancing today. When the cameraman suddenly becomes part of the story, you just know things went from filming to fighting for your life real quick. Nothing like cruising right past your stop, by a few hundred meters. Congratulations, you just signed up for the scenic route, whether you wanted it or not. This is peak engineering straight out of 1880, and honestly, still impressive enough to make modern trains sweat a little. This route comes with a warning. Buckle up and maybe update your will. It's less a commute, more a roller coaster with tracks. Looks like the tracks threw in the towel before the driver did. Guess persistence only goes so far when the metal won't cooperate. The back half of the train just whispered, "Good luck, buddy. You're on your own now." And honestly, it looks like it meant it. Over in AWA's Calientes, Mexico, a truck hauling flammable goods had a little oops moment. Spoiler, things got very dramatic, very fast. Every horror game ever starts exactly like this. Calm, quiet, and then oh no, you're questioning all your life choices. That's a sound you definitely don't want a train making. Instant panic mode activated. She's totally fine, but that dog? Yeah, he just got all his walk-in privileges permanently revoked. Back to supervised outings only, sir. This Squid Game promo looks a little too real for comfort. I'm half expecting someone to yell red light and ruin my whole day. This is a control test to see how metros behave when hitting a buffer stop. This train isn't hauling passengers, it's hauling straight up firepower. One look and you know this thing means business. Who knew trains could hitch a ride on boats? At this point, they're collecting modes of transport like Pokemon.
Look at those sparks going. Look at those guys.
Oh wow! Oh, that's cool. I like it.
That is spectacular.
Nothing to see here, just a few sparks casually flying around. Totally normal, absolutely not a red flag at all.
He's really struggling. Look. That's going on YouTube.
Gonna get run over.
It's Japan, so even with this happening, they'll still roll up to the station right on time. Delays? Never heard of them. Who knew trams had the right of way? Turns out they're not asking, they're taking it. Canada's version of clearing snow is this. Subtlety? Yeah, they skipped that chapter entirely. When winter collides with high voltage, absolutely nobody wins. It's just spark, cease, and instant regret. This thing is basically a blizzard shredder on wheels. Snow didn't stand a chance, just instant puree. Who needs a showroom when the whole train shows up delivering all the models at once? Talk about door-to-door marketing. Is there anything trains can't carry at this point? Every clip is just another episode of, yeah, we can load that. Shop, sell, survive. Everything happens before the next train rolls in. It's like a mini marketplace speedrun. Looks like Santa ditched the reindeer and upgraded to pure horsepower. Christmas deliveries just went turbo mode. This ride's moving so fast, it's about to arrive at the departure and his destination stations at the same time. Time travel? Basically. Now that is a train you do not want to mess with. Approach at your own risk, folks. Yep, that's exactly what happens when the train decides to do its thing. Brace yourself, chaos incoming. This one runs like a history book brought to life, complete with premium smoke effects. Old school, but still dramatic. This train's out here breaking the sound barrier, but doing it politely, fast, loud, and still somehow respectful. When raw horsepower teams up with actual firepower, yeah, that's when things get real spicy real fast. That driver just came face to face with pure luck, like real, physical. I can't believe I survived that luck. This train looks like it's about to call it quits in 3, 2, 1, and boom, instant resignation letter. Well, that's definitely about to turn into a traffic jam. Hope everyone brought snacks, because nobody's moving anytime soon. That's one way to charge a train. Not the recommended method, but hey, points for creativity? Train breakup caught live, complete with sound effects. Honestly, this split had more drama than most relationships. The snow never stood a chance. This machine showed up and said, "Winter? Yeah, I'll handle that." Sometimes you just gotta let go of whatever's dragging you down. This train took that way too literally, and honestly, respect. They've clearly got their own system going on, and honestly, I kinda respect the commitment. He really risked his entire life for what, like a 2-second head start? That's not bravery, that's premium grade stupidity. This is how rail cars officially retire, just rolled straight into the train afterlife. One final ride to the rail graveyard.
That's all.
The camera's all calm and steady. Meanwhile, my soul is absolutely screaming in the background. Not even winter can stop the first train of the day. Snow, ice, chaos. It still shows up like morning losers. This is what happens when engineers get bored. A little creativity, and suddenly chaos is on the timetable. Everything that could go wrong here already did. At this point, just sit back and watch the chaos unfold. If you loved watching chaos on rails, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the action. Check out the boxes on screen for more jaw-dropping clips. And remember, some trains just don't follow the rules. Cheers.